Alright, welcome back guys, or welcome if this is your first time here. I'm Vision here with Blind Entertainment, bringing you guys another video. Today I'm going to be doing a follow-up video to the other day's video regarding Michonne and Danai Gurria, who plays Michonne, possibly leaving the show. So if The Walking Dead is something you're interested in, don't forget to subscribe down below and hit that bell icon. That way don't miss more Walking Dead content from me in the future. Now let's begin. So it has been confirmed that Danai Gurria, who plays Michonne on The Walking Dead, will be leaving in Season 10. We have confirmation that she will return for Season 10, but it will be in limited capacity and only in a few episodes. Now, this kind of strikes, like, for me, this is like a gut punch for the show. Now, I know there's talks of her being in the movies, in the Rick Grimes movies, which, okay, I will see more Michonne there. But at the same time, I'm like, we're just losing people left and right. We already lost Rick and Michonne to the movies. We got Maggie possibly getting her own spinoff. We got Dwight and Morgan over at Fear the Walking Dead. It's like, at this point, there are fewer characters on there that I'm even interested in now. It's just like, why? It's just like, and I know people say, but you'll get to see her in the movies. But don't forget, she is 6 years in the future of Rick Grimes movies right now. So, whatever goes on in the Rick Grimes movies, they gotta keep in the continuity. And for that to happen, they have to make sure that she's not in it till at least the second or third movie. They could put her in the second one at earliest, but even that's questionable at most. I feel like this is just, I don't know, I'm starting to lose faith and confidence in AMC right now. And I know there are people out there who will praise and give them love for no matter what they do. If I don't really like those people, and that's nothing against you. If you want to be all lovey-dovey to them, that's your thing. But I feel like you have to criticize them where criticism is due. And I feel like if you just kiss the ass of AMC for everything that they do, I just feel like you're not doing the community any justice or treating the fan base as giving them justice, because you're not helping them. You're just saying, oh, whatever you do, I'll just be happy. And that's not what I want to do. I always want to point out, no matter whether it's The Walking Dead, any other TV show, movie, if there's something in it that I don't like, or that the franchise itself or network or company itself is doing, I'm going to point it out. And I think this is just, I don't know, it's just making me not love The Walking Dead the way I used to. Because look, we got in it because we loved the show and sure, we picked our favorite characters, but we got into it because the world that they built, the atmosphere, the world that they built, the characters in it too. But that's like a secondary thing in my opinion. Like, at this point, who we got left on there? Daryl and Carol, okay. They'll be in it till at least season 11. Then you got Tara, who, God, I'm surprised she's even made it this far. Hopefully she dies, in my opinion, at the end of the season. Then you got Eugene, okay, sort of like him. Rosita's fine. Aaron, Father Gabriel, cool characters. I don't know, it's just at this point. And then there's talks of a Negan spinoff, and if you want my honest opinion, I don't think he's going to last much longer on the show. And it's just, I don't know what to think anymore with AMC and this whole thing. I'm excited that we're at least getting a book ending to Michonne's story, and she's not going to die at least. But at the same time, it's just like, going into season 10, it's just like, I don't have the love I have for The Walking Dead is slowly dying. And I feel bad saying that because I love it, and I'm going to still review it and talk about it, because as much as my love for it is dying, I still enjoy it a lot more than I will enjoy some of the other shows that like I talk and review on this channel, like The 100. The 100 is a horrible show, but I still am sort of in between reviewing it and not reviewing it. I don't know how I feel about that, but The Walking Dead is nowhere near where The 100 is right now. And I feel like that's a good thing, because if it was, I probably would have, I don't know what I'd do on my channel right now, because I would be like scratching my head at what to do, because if The Walking Dead was that level of bad, then I think I might have gone back to the drawing board, because like, it's nowhere near bad. I know there's people talking all the time about how The Walking Dead is dying. It's not, they should cancel it. It's not dying. It's still pulling in a lot more viewers than any of the other AMC TV shows. The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead are not going anywhere anytime soon. Both those shows pretty much combined at this point make AMC more money than any show on AMC right now. Better Call Saul, Preacher, all of those, they make AMC more money than any other show. So they're not going anywhere. Because I know there's always talks about just cancel both of them and reboot the series. They're not doing that. They're not going to do that. It's their biggest money maker. They're making the most money that they possibly could right now. So they're just not canceling the show anytime soon. I'm excited though to see what they do with Michonne in the movies. One of the things that I'm confused about and don't know what they're doing is how she's gonna survive though, cause Michonne moving to the movies, if in the event that Rick ever reunited with Michonne and Daryl, Michonne's new story arc begins post Rick's supposed death in her timeline. So when she meets back up with Rick, her story arc would come to a close, and she'd most likely have to die. Same goes for Daryl. That's what the X marks are about. The X marks are the trauma that they faced after losing Rick and everything. And once that arc comes to a conclusion, whether it be them finding Rick and reuniting with him, once that happens, they're no longer main characters. They're no longer important to the story. It's back to being Rick's story, and both of them would most likely die in that scenario. So I'm very curious as to how Michonne's going to move on and keep being on in the movies. You can keep Daryl, but I just don't know how they're going to do Michonne, because it's just very confusing. And I know people say, but Michonne can't die. They would never kill her off. It's her story arc. It doesn't come down to what you want or whether a reunion is something you want to see. It comes down to basic storytelling and basic screenwriting rules. Like, they can't. It's just I feel like AMC's like trying to keep the franchise alive for 10 years, but they don't know how to do it. And I feel like Fear flopped so bad because it had no original characters from the OG show, that now they're throwing all these characters from the OG show and all their own spin-offs and TV shows and everything, or movies, and hoping that'll keep the franchise alive for 10 more years. Like I said in my previous video regarding Maggie and Michonne getting their own spin-offs, I feel like what AMC's doing is they have no faith in another spin-off holding their own. As much as you might love Fear the Walking Dead and still think it's a good or halfway decent show, Fear the Walking Dead in all manners and everything concerning it tanked bad. It really tanked bad. And what they're doing now with Morgan and now Dwight is they're trying to revive it and give it some of what made The Walking Dead good, hoping that'll save the show. Now, my opinion here is they should have made another spinoff. Not give Maggie her own spinoff. Not give Negan his own movie or whatever. I mean, if it's a movie for the Here's Negan, that's fine. But don't be giving every other character their own TV show or movie. That's just is stupid. I feel like AMC at the moment has zero faith that another spinoff will work. So they're just shoving their main characters from the OG show into spin-offs, hoping that they'll catch fire and be as successful as The Walking Dead. In my opinion, I don't want that. I feel like just because Fear didn't do so well doesn't mean another spin-off will fail. The reason Fear failed, in my opinion, is because none of the characters are relatable. None of the characters are characters you look at and say, I can relate to that character. I understand that character. That's what The Walking Dead did great with its characters, because you can relate to characters like Rick, who's protecting his family, Daryl, the redneck. You had all these great, amazing characters. Glenn, the naive 20-year-old kid. These are all characters people in like the 18 to 20 to 49-year-old age range can relate to. Whereas Fear the Walking Dead didn't really have that. It just had Madison with this weird past, which kind of flopped in my opinion when they finally revealed what her past was like. I just was like, that just flopped in my opinion. Nick the drug addict, I feel like that was limited only to families that had like something in that wheelhouse. Alicia, the straight A kid, doesn't really translate well. The businessman in Strand, I feel like none of them really related too well. Travis, I feel like, was the closest. But even that was questionable at most because even his character felt detached as to how to relate to him as a father struggling to keep his kids safe and keep his like blended family together. It just didn't fit well for me. Whereas I feel like they should try again with another spinoff. Add in a whole new original cast and start a spinoff. I feel like that's what AMC needs to try and do and make them relatable. I personally have been working on my own like fan kind of fantasy spinoff. Let me know. I've been thinking about doing a video about it. Let me know if you'd be interested in hearing my like fan fantasy for a spinoff of The Walking Dead or something like that. Because I'd love to get your guys' thoughts and ideas. So let me know if you'd be interested in that. But I feel like they need to do something. Give it relatable characters. I feel like they need to do something where they give a character like an average Joe type character. Like, I know people argue Rick's the average Joe character, but he is not. Rick is a cop. I feel like he's in an area where he's highly respected, but for the most part, by people in society. Then you got Madison on Fear the Walking Dead. Same thing again. She's highly respected because she works for the school system. Most of the time, you'll see people respect that job. But I feel like they need to do a spinoff with someone who's relatable. Like someone who's like working a blue-collar job. Like backbreaking work. Barely able to support their family. Something like that surviving the apocalypse. I think that'd be an interesting concept. And I think that'd be an interesting thing where people would gravitate to it more. And be able to relate to that kind of scenario more. So I think that's something that they need to do. But back on to Michonne, because I feel like I rambled a bit on stuff that you don't care too much about. But back on to Michonne. This is either, in my opinion, is going to make or break the Walking Dead franchise, in my opinion. We've already lost so many great characters in the last year alone between Morgan, Rick, Dwight, Maggie, and now Michonne. How much more, in my opinion, and let me ask you this, how much more can you take before you're going to say, okay, I'm done? Like, what I want to know, in your opinion, what The Walking Dead would have to do to make you say, okay, I'm done with the show. Because right now, I'm going to still watch it. I'm going to still watch it because I'm very interested to see where they take it. The Whispers is one of my favorite arcs from the comics, as it is from a lot of fans. But I'm just curious, what the show would have to do to make you stop. For me, I feel like it would have to end for me if they like did a jump the shark moment and like killed off like a crazy about bunch of people or made Tara the main character or lead. Like, I don't know. Personally, off the top of my head, I can't think of something that would make me stop watching. But I'm curious as to you, because I feel like we're treading into waters right now of everybody leaving where fans might start walking away. And I feel like I said, this could make or break The Walking Dead. So I'm just curious as to how you feel about it and what would make you stop watching The Walking Dead. So yeah, guys, those are my quick thoughts and opinions regarding Danai Gurria leaving The Walking Dead as Michonne. Let me know your own thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And as always, if you liked this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and share. And don't forget to subscribe down below and hit that bell icon. That way don't miss any more Walking Dead content from me in the future. This has been Vision here with Blind Entertainment, and I'll see you next time.